Why? Y'all know I'm a Saints fan. I only play Madden with the Saints. I do precision passes with Drew Brees. So when I say, man, Drew Brees, what the? No. I knew you had similar beliefs as Tom Brady. I just didn't want to believe in myself. Drew Brees is experiencing white privilege syndrome. With all this going on, I need a second to collect my thoughts, man. Roll a whole introduction. We about to go diving. Let's do this. Whoa, what's good with your YouTube and YouTube busted? Your boy Triple Cup Chuck and I'm up. And appreciate you for coming rock with me, like, sharing, and subscribing. And if you have an opinion about the situation that's going on, leave a comment below. I'm gonna read it. Because when you comment, our collective minds put together, we bring synergy. This how we starting the video off?
Double cup, feeling right. Told Chuck, I feel like every night is all night.
Hey, check this out. This might resonate to Drew Brees' head. Y'all remember when the Saints was cheated out of a chance to go to the Super Bowl, not once, but twice. And they was talking about the referees and how unjust that was. Now think about how infuriated you was, Drew Brees. Now just imagine the black community. Come on now, Drew Brees. Is you a saint? Do you know what liberty and justice for all mean? Man, now if you don't know what white privilege syndrome is, I'm going to give you a rule of thumb. Now check this out. You ever heard when a white person says, oh, I'm not prejudiced, I have a black friend? Now equivalent to that, let's bring it into a real day, real environment of something that's really going on and the mind frame that's equivalent to what white privilege syndrome is. I'm going to give you Fox News. Y'all know they have white privilege syndrome. And I'm going to say that 1,000 times just because the way it rolls. But anyway, though, this is a little clip of what Fox News had to say with Drew Brees. And they trying to defend him and don't realize the way that they defended him is what we saying this whole time. This is what white privilege is. And y'all don't even understand that the fact of the things that's going on when you're saying this is what the flag represented for us in the past and what all this has done. We're trying to say what it's about to be, what it represents now. When they see us 10 years into the future, they're going to say everybody did something peacefully and took a knee, took a time out. That's what that is. When you go down on a knee, you're taking a time out. You're taking a break. So once you go down on a knee, they saying this is the time in 2020 or 2019 when it started, when the United States called a time out. And that was to say, okay, the things that we did got us to this day, to this time right now. Now what are we going to do to advance? Because when it was primitive, before they had cars and automobiles, they had horses and carriages. And then we did like the giraffe. When the giraffe had to reach the fruit that was at the top, his neck grew longer, so he adapted to the environment. Now it's a whole new day and generation for our people. Not just one, not some, not just in particular group, for all people. But the only thing we trying to say is we would like to be treated fairly, equally. That's why it's Black Lives Matter. That's why when they talk about kneeling for the flag, sometimes you have to make a bold statement just to get your point across. Because if you was trying to do it any other way, it'll get placed on the back burner and be overlooked. But you have to make a bold statement. And the only thing that's more bolder than doing and peaceful is not standing for the flag, is actually saying we need to have a time out. This is what the United States is supposed to represent. This is where the core of everything is. And if you're feeling so offended by it, that should let you know that it's hitting you directly where it needs to be hit at. Letting you know that you must have some type of extra privilege, that if you're not understanding what's going on, for you to make that opinion, because never your country. You know what I'm saying? The way that y'all word it and try to play it is like, okay, everything that happened before y'all didn't exist, and everything that's going on that's going to change the way it is, it shouldn't exist. So when y'all trying to say this piece of point of time, y'all saying y'all came at this point in time, that means y'all own it past, present, and future. It don't work like that. If you want to say what y'all people have stood for and died for, and we should all respect a flag that stands for the blood, sweat, and tears and the conniving stuff that they did to accumulate wealth in this country. While a lot of other countries do not like the United States, they don't like the way the leadership is, and we ran by crooks. Because if you go through some history, all I have to say is, look who rode on the ships with Christopher Columbus. Those are the farthest that came with him. Well, I'm going to go ahead into this Fox clip, so check it out, what I'm actually saying, and you'll see what I mean by when a person say, I have a black friend. I'm not prejudiced, but this is the real life version of that. So if you don't know this you, and you agree with yourself, guess what? It's you. Let's do it.
Brees is one of the biggest stars in the NFL, of course. He's also fairly famous for being a thoroughly decent human being. Brees donated $5 million to coronavirus relief efforts in Louisiana, and good for them. The press lauded him for it.
Drew, we love you.
Love you too, Hoda.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, a lot more. He may be like one of the most perfect human beings because he's an awesome father and husband. He's a great friend to people. He loves his team. He's a great leader, and he loves his city.
He's a good man, Drew Brees. Of course, he has flaws. We all do. In Brees' case, his flaw, and it could be a fatal flaw, is he loves the country where he was born and raised, America. So when he was asked his opinion of the national anthem protests, when the NFL resumes, the protests in which people kneel and degrade the country, Brees said this.
Hey, yo, my bad. I had to pause it for a second. Now, if y'all don't see what I mean by this white privilege that they are experiencing, because they looking so arrogant and cocky at the moment, like, oh, what is he doing and what is he talking about? Look how good of a person he is. But see, they don't understand nothing. But anyway, let Drew Brees try to explain why he feel the way he feel. Now, after that, I'm gonna make a show for show. My bad.
I will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country. It brings me to tears, thinking about all that has been sacrificed, not just those in the military, but for that matter, those throughout the civil rights movements of the 60s, and everyone and all that has been endured by so many people up until this point. And is everything right with our country right now? No, it's not. We still have a long way to go. But I think what you do by standing there and showing respect to the flag with your hand over your heart is it shows unity.
Seems like a fair opinion, but it's no longer allowed. You are now required to disavow the nation of your birth, to attack your own country, or you can't live here. In Brees' case, that meant some moron on his team denounced him.
Brees, we get all of that. Now his duck ass gonna sit there and say, oh, what, you gotta hate your country to live in it? Nah, it's not nothing like that. Let me simplify this for your dumb ass. Yeah, man. If you want us to stand for a flag, make it mean something for us as well. So why would we stand for something that don't mean nothing for us? Now, if you can't comprehend that, that lets you know that your privileged ass cannot comprehend what's going on. Well, let somebody else from your own team let you understand this simple statement. You with us or against us? That means, do you want us to say, hey, this flag is for everybody, United States, and want us to stand and all unite together? Well, make the flag mean something for us as well. Thank y'all. Man, subscribe to my channel and all that good stuff. I'm sorry about this. This just been one of those days that I'm, you know what I'm saying, just, it's so much stuff going on. I want to put out a lot more content because I know it's a lot of pain, a lot of hurt that's out there. And I just want to take the time to say I appreciate everybody out there. You know, everybody stay safe, stay well. And hopefully we come out with a solution that can move this country forward. Not backwards, not left, not right, but forward. So let's go ahead and do this here. You know what I'm saying? I'm out.
I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. Because while the world tells you that you're not worthy, that your life doesn't matter, the last place you want to hear from are the guys that you go to war with and that you consider to be allies and to be your friends.
So you can't be a, quote, ally unless you disavow your own country. This is insane. And the fact that anybody is going along with this, the fact that anybody is kneeling before the thugs, the mob, demanding you disavow your own nation is mind-boggling. Unfortunately, some publicist or consultant got to Brees, and he was basically forced to apologize for the crime of loving the flag and his country. But bowing to the mob never worked. It never does, which is why you should never do it. Stay courageous, stay strong, resist. You will not be rewarded for cowardice ever. That's a natural law. Brees' apology is already being attacked as insufficient. Burgess Owens played in the NFL for years. He's a former Super Bowl champion. We're always grateful to have him on the show. Mr. Owens, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you,
probably
Chuck. I'm
know
looking forward to it.
Much more than I do, but my impression, maybe I've been misled, is that Drew Brees is a pretty sincere, decent man. Why are they attacking him?
Well, he is a good man, and he gives back his community. And I'll say this, what you're seeing here is exactly why President Trump will be reelected once again, as they were surprised last time. Americans don't like bullies. They don't like people who demand that we disrespect our flag, our country. I think what Drew did, he was spot on. His first statement was...
Look, only thing it is, we fighting for a country that's not fighting for us. You want us to stand and put your hand over your heart and say a national anthem for a country that's not treating us equally or fair. So therefore, we going halfway down to show y'all that this is what the flag is representing for us. So your privileged ass cannot comprehend that we don't have those privileges we have and a half, and you feeling some type of way. Good. That represents that, 50% of that's what they have. So this is how they feel all of the time. Not sometime, all the time. So with that being said, this is us saying, hey, we matter as well. You know what I'm saying? We want us to stand for a flag. Make it mean something for us.
First things first, Chief Moore, you got to do a better job of pretending you care about this, man. I've been watching you roll your eyes and offer half-hearted smirks, acting like a teenager who's falling asleep in detention. Are you not aware of the war crimes your department's doing, or are you just that impatient to go do more of them? I see a lot of you, particularly sober-off, only react when folks use profanity in their remarks. If you think curse words are bad, wait until you hear about these 600-plus murders your department has committed over the last 7 years. As long as Moore's out here equating peaceful protesters with cops who murder black people, you all could pretend to be as angry about murder as the F word, okay, kids? I know you're all having a rough day, what with everyone here telling you you're bad at your jobs. Have you considered being good at your jobs? If not, you could find new jobs in retail or restaurants. I know how desperate Garcetti is to get Angelinos consuming again during a global pandemic. Where were the curfews then, by the way? Weird. Chief Moore is morally obligated to resign. Mikey, I know you said you didn't mean protesters are as much to blame for George Floyd's murder as his murderers. That's a lie. It is what you meant, and we all know it. Mikey's made it clear in his racist actions and empty platitudes that he doesn't care about the well-being of his constituents. He loves to tear gas them, blind them, force them indoors with curfews that are announced only a half hour before they take effect, and racially profile as he does so. Don't think I didn't hear about how yesterday you sent out an alert in English saying curfew started at 5 p.m. and sent out an alert right after in Spanish saying it started at 6. What's up with that, bud? All your cute Zoom background photos of the city won't trick us into thinking you care about anyone but yourselves and what's in your pockets. To close with a James Cameron quote, cops think of all non-cops as less than they are, stupid, weak, and evil. They dehumanize the people they're sworn to protect and desensitize themselves in order to do that job. That's you pigs to a T. Black Lives Matter, act like it. Happy Tuesday.
I just want to say congratulations. You're all getting famous for being faces of corruption and evil. You cowards are using chemical weapons on peaceful protesters during a pandemic. You make me fucking sick. Especially you, Steve and Eileen, you repugnant little babies. I'm so sick of seeing you two messing with your phones and squirming this entire time. You are doubly disgusting. You work for us. Don't you fucking forget it ever again. And Mike Moore, you need to be fired immediately. But hey, little guy, you can always learn how to code. Black Lives Matter.
My name is Sasha Nonis Barnes. I'm a white Jewish man who lives in Koreatown. I want to first say to the white people who have just realized that this is how the police act, shame on you for not listening to black people who have been yelling about this for decades and centuries. Hi, Chief Moore. I'm talking specifically to you, but I'm directing my comments towards the commission as well. I would normally start by saying all due respect, but respect is something that's not given, it's earned. We pay your officers to respect the community, but they need to earn that respect in return. You've sat here with your mask on, fiddling around on your desk, and you ask for respect. Your words ring hollow. Actions speak 10 times louder, and your actions were to shoot innocent, peaceful protesters who were exercising their First Amendment right to free speech and peaceable assembly with rubber bullets, which are metal bullets coated in rubber and can kill a human being at close range, and tear gas, and as well attack them with batons. And you think that's okay. The narrative is that police are allowed to act this way when they get scared. If you scare so easily, why are you police? You claim to want to listen, but in your actions, you refuse. You want to change this system. Start by resigning in shame and follow it by doing everything that Reggie just asked you to do. Who has been out with the brooms and the tools cleaning up the mess? The citizens. The police do not care about the people. And as a message for Eric Garcetti, your political career is over. The people will not forget that you turned a blind eye to militarized police shooting and gassing their own citizens. The LAPD is akin to the Gestapo and needs to be defunded and dismantled. And to the commission, upgrade your Zoom account with all that fucking money. I yield my time.
Black Lives Matter, defund the police. I find it disgusting that the LAPD is slaughtering peaceful protesters on the street. I had 2 friends go to the protest in Beverly Hills a couple days ago, and the protest was peaceful until the police showed up with their excessive violent force, shooting rubber bullets and throwing tear gas. Is this what you think of protecting and serving? Because I think it's bullshit. Fuck you, Michael Moore. I refuse to call you an officer or a chief because you don't deserve those titles. You are a disgrace. Suck my dick and choke on it. I yield my time.